Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently needing to avert mutiny. That's definitely a thing that we need to do. What do we still need for that? We need to consolidate colonial rule. So we need Sindh, Punjab, Kashmir. Okay, we need at least 3 of these 6. So Himalayas is like Nepal, Bhutan. Baluchistan is... pin this open. There we go. Baluchistan is up there. Got it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so if we were to take the Sikh Empire here, we need to... Essentially what we need is Bhutan, Nepal, Sindh, the Sikh Empire, and Kalat. I'll probably also toss in, like, Makran. And we'll just continue expanding up this way, right? We know that we want to go after Opium. So we'll have to fight China. I think we might have to fight some Tibet eventually. We can check in on our Opium situation here by coming into here we discovered in the last episode. If I can see Opium in here. There we go. Cool. So we can see exactly what we're going after. This little bit of Africa is going to be awkward. There's this bit of Egypt up here. Basically, we want to push all the way up to the Caspian, right? We want to take over Persia. We want to take over everything over here. Tibet we can leave alone, but we are going to need to push down into Asia a little bit and take this territory over here. Okay, so that's a good sign. That's a very good sign. Excellent. So there's also Sikkim here. Their power projection compared to ours is 1. Okay, whatever. We're probably going to take them over as well. For the moment, I would like to go after, like, the Sikh Empire. I think that would be the way to go. Oh, wow. 100 plus 45. They are actually surprisingly powerful. So if we were hypothetically to go after them, we would have to do it via a Conquer State CB. Okay. That is noted. We would have to conquer the state. We can't puppet them the way we did Burma. We hold this down here, the Maldives, right? Actually, no, that's Ceylon. No, that is us. Never mind. Cool. Okay. So we could go after Sindh. If we were to do that, we would almost certainly want to conquer this state. So that's an option. These guys are 20 plus 9. They're genial towards us. But they're working on defending the borders. So I think we probably do this. Cool. We probably don't care too much about this. So let's go ahead and begin that Conquer State CB there. There are a decent number of fronts here, I'm noticing. Okay. For the time being, I'm not too concerned about that. So we'll begin that, and that's okay. Yeah, we have vulnerable fronts. That's fine. For the moment, we're not mobilizing. We'll get there. These guys are currently uncertain, and like I said, we'll need to push up basically up to the Caspian, so everything up here we'll look to take. We will also push down this direction soon enough. So that'll be fine, and we'll work on annexing some of these periodically as well. We are going to need to worry about our infamy eventually. China declared themselves neutral, so that's great. Very happy about that one. And let's see about these others. I expect them to also declare neutrality. We'll see. We're currently considered a minor power, but we will move up eventually. Our construction is kind of slow. There's no doubt about that. But we'll continue working on that. I am noticing that our investment pool is actually growing right now. That's interesting. So does that mean that we're not allowed to pull from the investment pool for these factories? Apparently plantations, actually... Yeah, plantations don't do the trick either. What are we allowed to pull from our investment pool for? Actually, we are pulling 25.9 from our investment pool. but we're spending 103k on construction goods. Okay, so we know that wood and iron are expensive. And both of those are needed for our construction sector. Fabric, wood, iron, yeah, all of this is needed. So we should definitely, this is all construction goods. We should work on that. Let's hop into our industries here. And we want to work on some tooling workshops. Where do we already have some? We're building one just in this location. That's our only tooling workshop. Okay, noted. So where is that in this giant mess? I wish there was a search function, but it's going to be at the end, I think. I don't see it here. Is it a private construction? It's a private construction. Okay, so that's fine. We should definitely work on building additional tooling workshops here, I think. And let's build 2 there. We don't want to get too carried away with this for right now. So we'll build that. And we also need to work on iron mines. And we're going to build 1 in each of these locations for auto expansion purposes. Logging camps. We're going to build 1 in like every one of these locations again for auto expansion purposes. Okay. As far as fishing wharves go, I'm going to queue these up at the end of the list. They're not a high priority, but this is again for auto expansion purposes. Cool. So there we go. We'll hop into our buildings and make sure that all of these are set up to auto expand. There we go. That'll look good. And in the urban areas here, all of these should get set up to auto expand as well. We've got a bunch of those that are going to need additional work. Cool. So that'll be fine for the moment. We've got these logging camps being worked on, and we want to show our government constructions here. So these will be worked on for a bit. I do want to move the iron mines up here. So we're working on both iron mines and logging camps. There we go. Excellent. So we have a decent deficit right now, right? And primarily that is due to our construction goods being expensive. We do need to work on that. Fabric is made by quite a number of things, actually. Okay. So like cotton plantations and such, sure. For the moment, I'm going to let those auto-expand. So I should have paid closer attention to this. This war is broken out, and we need to mobilize this guy and have him go advance this 0 front. And we're going to mobilize this guy and have him go advance one of these fronts. Okay. I meant to do that when we were in the countdown to war. Okay. These guys are going to be obnoxious for the moment. We'll arrive here soon and put a stop to that, in theory. Excellent. And we're starting to push through some of this now. Cool. So this war is going to be over quite soon. It was a little bit awkward because I wasn't paying the closest of attention, but it'll be fine. I'm not too concerned about that. We are going to need to work on our pop growth eventually, and we're negative on our bureaucracy right now, which does mean that I want to go grab one of these government administrations and bring that right on up. Cool. So there we go. That'll do. And we should take back all of this territory, no problem whatsoever. There's just a lot of really awkward fronts here, but we'll get there. Really awkward fronts indeed. But I think the war is over now, right? I think so. I'm pretty sure. Great Britain is currently fighting Persia. Okay. I hope they have fun with that. So at this point, we are going to propose this peace deal. They will not support this. They have 244 reasons not to. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what they're thinking there, because this is not going to go well for them. They're losing copious amounts of war support. So they'll accept this soon. Any moment now. Well, it'll be a couple weeks yet, I think. I would like to immediately start working on, like... The Sikh Empire is going to be a bigger war, right? That's the reason why I'm not doing this right away. The Sikh Empire is actually fairly strong. They're not, I think, as strong as us. Yeah, but they're reasonably strong. So we'd like to take these areas over first. I'm also going to queue up... Wow, look at this. Up to 25 barracks. Okay. I'm going to queue up all of these barracks, although I'm accidentally putting them where I don't want them. I did not actually want to put them at the top of the list. I want to put them at the bottom. Okay, we're going to get all of these queued up. May as well hold control for it. There we go. Not doing the same with naval bases. We've learned our lesson on that. But this will be fine for now. Cool, so they capitulate. Wonderful. Next up, we could go for Macron and continue to push out this direction. Averting mutiny is vitally important, I feel like. I don't know what actually happens here. The seceding countries will break away and trigger the event mutiny. We should probably do something about that. So as far as consolidating the colonial rule goes, we need 2 additional states here. And we could go for, like, Bhutan. We could make them into a puppet, or we could conquer the state. 2.2 infamy versus 3.6. It's really not much, right? So I feel like we go ahead and do this. Okay. We'll get that going. That'll be fine. We need this entire state up here. And we'll go after the Sikh Empire and or Kalat later on. I want to check here. How many states is this? These are unavailable plays targeting state. Okay. I think this is only the singular state. Yes. Cool. So that'll be fine. We are progressing our constructions here reasonably well. We have some private constructions ongoing. I would like... Well, we're going to need to bring down our costs, right? We know this. South Bengal and Delhi have low market access. We could potentially build ports there. So, in South Bengal, anyway. We can't build that in Delhi. We definitely need to get railways. Which is what we're heading for. That'll be fine. We're actually... We were positive financially there, briefly. Wood is still considered expensive, and it's not really coming down in price just yet. I do want to move up our iron mines that are down here. There we go. So this is working just on the iron mines, and I don't necessarily want that. I want to be, like, prioritizing this port, but then, like, alternating between iron mines and logging camps, like so. And, of course, that logging camp finished up instantly, so we can do something like this. There we go. That should do. That'll bring our construction costs down somewhat. That taxation capacity is still a pretty big issue. And we're going to enter the countdown to war here. Cool. So I'm going to mobilize Sir Henry Godwin, and we're just going to send him over to the Himalayas front. It's not going to be a problem for him. Nepal declared neutrality. Yep, as expected. Nobody's going to join this. This is going to be a very easy war for us. So that'll be great. And over we head. War has broken out, and our troops arrived, and we'll take over Bhutan extremely easily. So that'll be good. We will need to keep an eye on our infamy. Currently, this is Russia. What? Currently, our infamy is 28.1, which should be okay. I think we're targeting staying under 50 right now, is likely what we're doing. So this should be fine. This battle is ongoing and not a problem. We've almost got the entirety of that nation taken over. Cool. Persia is now under Great Britain. Yeah, puppeted by Great Britain. Okay, so we're going to have to fight Great Britain eventually. But we know that. And that shouldn't, in theory, be a problem. Like, they're a little stronger than us, but they're actually not giga strong. So it should be fine. So this is, of course, going to be over shortly. We're going to conquer Bhutan. They'll capitulate eventually. It'll be fine. We are constructing this food industry in this tea plantation, but we're also building these iron mines and logging camps. So that should all be reasonably good. The investment pool is continuing to grow at this moment. And I'm wondering if that's due to the private constructions. Probably. I think this means that we need to expand our construction sector a tiny bit more. Not like much more, but a tiny bit more. So let's take this up to size 5. I want to be fully pulling out of the investment pool. Oh, Great Britain is fighting China. Okay, well, have fun with that, Great Britain. So we need to avert this mutiny, and that will be done soon. Very soon. We're going to work on integrating some of these vassals as well eventually. There's a lot of them. No doubt about that. But overall, I think this is pretty decent. We're going to let these construction sectors finish up. We currently have 18. We're adding an additional 4, which should be more than enough to remove from the investment pool, I think. In theory. We're on speed 1. When did that happen? Let's go to speed 4. Okay. I apologize if it's been that way like the whole time. It definitely shouldn't be at speed 1. Cool. So our construction sectors are finishing up, and Bhutan capitulates, as expected. Next up, we're going to go for Sikkim. And how much is that going to be? 3.1 infamy? Yeah, that's minuscule. So we'll go ahead and get that started. No problem. Cool. So we see that our construction has developed somewhat. That's good. And 2.84 is our current investment pool growth. 1.96. Let's give it one more week. Okay. It looks like we need to expand our construction that little bit more. So I'm going to take this up to 10. We're going to be negative financially, and that's understood. We're working on it. We've got a good cushion here for right now. So I think that'll be fine. Now, iron, tools, fabric, and wood are all going to remain expensive. Our tooling workshops haven't really been worked on yet. We're working on those logging camps. There we go. Now we're negative in the investment pool. That's what we want to see. Beautiful. So that's great. And now we need to work on balancing around this level of construction. For the moment, anyway. Silk input goods shortage. Okay, we can probably work on that, right? Let's see here. Silk plantations. Yes. We can do a lot to generate additional silk. So let's go ahead and queue up. Actually, there is some already queued. Let's leave that be for the moment. I'm primarily interested in dropping the price of construction at this moment. That is the primary concern. Nobody's joining in over here just yet, at least not the Sikh Empire. Cool. So we're going to conquer these guys. We're now in the countdown to war. We'll send Sir Henry Godwin over to grab that. Beautiful. Nepal declares neutrality, as do the Sikh Empire. We'll take over both of those soon. And we should kick out France and Portugal eventually. France is a little too strong at this moment. We could kick out Portugal, almost certainly. So that would be intriguing, for sure. Okay, so we're working our way through our construction queue here. This is down to 3276 weeks. That's a good sign. We're definitely getting progress done here. I like it. So realistically, those unrealized taxes are pretty much what's harming us right now. Our GDP has been creeping upward. That's a good sign. And they're going to capitulate here eventually. I do wish that we could do a second diplomatic play over here. but we are definitely limited on that timing. What's this event? Our relations towards Great Britain would deteriorate. Done. We know that we need to break away from Great Britain. That is one of the stated goals at this point. We also have expensive military goods, ammunition, and artillery. We'll work on those, but right now I'm much more concerned about our economic situation. We need to get that all dealt with. So we'll have this taken over shortly. And then we'll go after Nepal. Small price to pay for the March of Industry, indeed. Cool. So we're actually finishing up an arts academy, of all things. Okay, well, it's privately funded, so whatever. We're also finishing up this coal mine. That's a good thing. The tooling workshops are going to be important. Two tooling workshops aren't really going to move the price of tools that much, I don't think. But it is important to work on bringing those prices down. Wood prices have begun to drop. Iron prices really do need to be worked on. So let's go ahead and queue up in the top position here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Delhi. Market access in Delhi isn't great, and we'll need to deal with that. I do want the tooling workshops to be the top priority, followed by the iron mines. So we'll let that go. Cool. This war will be over momentarily. They're going to capitulate. That should be very, very soon. There we go. Now we're going to go after Nepal. Just instantly. We're going to conquer state, 9.9 infamy. Okay. Do we need to chill after this? Not yet. We're at 35 right now. Cool. So these guys are going to be slightly stronger. There's also 2 fronts here, so that's noted. We'll deal with that soon enough. These tooling workshops are getting close to finishing up. That's good. I would like to get all of this worked through, although I'm going to start moving some of these that have not gotten progress back down to the bottom. Because I do want to start work on those government administrations. We do need to get those unrealized taxes dealt with, so that'll be fine. China has declared neutrality here, and that's great. We are very, very pleased about this. So this war will break out eventually. And that's fantastic. Really, really good. 3269 weeks on our construction queue here, and there's still stuff auto-queuing, so I have a feeling we're falling behind on our construction queue. We'll keep an eye on that, but the furniture manufactory here is going to finish up soon enough. That's good. These iron mines will finish soon as well, and then we'll really start digging into these government administrations. There's a lot of those that need to be built at this moment. Fabric is no longer considered expensive. That's a good sign. We're in the countdown to war here, so let's go ahead and mobilize these guys. We will send them on over to these fronts. Fantastic. So they're on their way. And they should arrive there around the time the war breaks out. I don't expect a problem here. The Sikh Empire is the one that's going to be complicated, which is why we're saving them for last. Cool. So war breaks out, and we are immediately going to be taking over this territory, right? There's not going to really be a problem here. Beautiful. Yeah, this is really not going well for Nepal. Like, extremely not going well. They do have a few troops around, but it's not going to go any way the way that they think it's going to go. Or maybe they think this is exactly the way it's going to go. Poorly. That's a possibility, I suppose. We're still removing from our investment pool, so that's good. I don't want to expand our construction because we're quite negative financially right now. But building these government administrations should help that because of all of these unrealized taxes, right? Yeah. That's a lot of it. So that's okay. We'll work on getting that all built. We'll get Nepal taken over here, and then we'll probably go for Kalat after that. We should actually be working on integrating states, shouldn't we? Yes, we should. No, I don't want to stop incorporating Ceylon. There we go. Hello, pause menu. So we're going to finish off this battle over here. No problem. And we'll take over Nepal. That'll be great. Next up, of course, we're going to move up this direction. We'll save Asia, I think, for a little bit later. But I definitely want to move this way. Eventually, we're going to need to take over Persia, or part of Persia. But we definitely do need to get our bureaucracy up. So that's what we're working on right now. These government administrations are going to begin concluding. So that's great. There's one done. And we're just going to continue working on these for, well, a very long time. We'll probably take breaks from building all these government administrations. There's a lot of them. And then there's all these barracks, of course, and various other things that we'll get to eventually. For the time being, this should be fine. Okay, so we've got this one final location here. We should easily win this battle. And indeed, Nepal capitulates. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and incorporate that state if it's not already, and it is, so that's fine. At this point, we go for Kalat. So, conquer state, Baluchistan. Beautiful. Great Britain may join either side. Hilarious. We're going to get started on that, but it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue our expansion up this direction. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Rogue Corvid, Anna the Elephant, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.